Yeah, okay, so we are going to look at part three, which is the castle, and like the last section, time consuming. Very time consuming. Yeah, well, we'll see. We will see. At least in the last one, it made sense to getting everywhere, and at least there were, you got to see the cafe, the people in the cafe and everything, and that made it a lot of fun and all of that. This one, there's so much that he could have that LucasArts could have cut out. And I'm not sure the point of a lot of the stuff that he put in. Okay, it to me it was completely pointless. All right, so we'll see that. Now, another thing is disclaimer, of course, because of the time period that this particular story takes place, you're going to see a certain symbol. Okay, if that bothers you, go ahead and stop here. Okay, in the next part, when they're in Berlin, I could put timestamps. This one, I can't do that. It just, yeah, and you will see for those of you that do watch, it's overkill. We get it. You're at the border of Germany. Okay, it wasn't seen this much in the movie. What are you doing? Anyway, so yes, if it bothers you to see that, then turn it off. It's not going to hurt me. You take care of yourself. So anyway, let's get started. I'll go scout around. All right, I'll stay in the car. Yeah, she doesn't go in with him. This is one more where Elsa does not, and like in the movie. And this is a moment that is in the movie. Who might you be? I'm here to inspect the tapestries. Tapestries. This is a castle. You do have tapestries. We do have tapestries, but if you're a Scottish lord, I'm a movie star. That's not what he says in the movie. Then you should have called your stunt double. Indy. Yeah, at that point, because I decided to do what was said in the movie, but at that point, as you saw, you could choose. There were other things that you could have chosen. And for those of you that have played the game, I haven't seen uh what happens when you choose other things, if you're kicked out or if you're caught, basically. Which who knows? But yeah, I went ahead and went with what was said in the movie because it just seems safer to do that. And because even in with this, unlike with Fate of Atlantis, when you would choose whichever, like for instance with Biff, you know, yeah, you end up fighting him. But for the most part, when you're insulting Sophia, who he's a big fan of, he either goes back into uh the backstage door, he goes back inside, or he does fight you. Yeah, it's like he's like, I'm done with your ass, or he's he's going to defend Madame Sophia's honor. This one, it's different because if you choose the wrong one, because I did have this happen quite a bit, which we'll see later, and I'll talk about it. If you choose the wrong one, it's like it is game over. And that's how hard it is. So, yeah, I was I was having fits with this game because of that. Because after playing Fate of Atlantis since 1992, since I was like 10 years old, And to have this, it, it, it was it was annoying because it wasn't like where you could choose anything, like even with Bjorn Heimdall, where you didn't actually have to hold that conversation where he talks about the aliens and the homing beacon and all of that. There's a way to just go straight to talking about get that information about Sternhardt and Costa. He's pissed about it because you cater to his weird ideas. And he was like, basically, he says, goodbye, we're done. Stuff like that. But in this, it's totally different. If you choose the wrong one, you're screwed. So what's happened fits. Oh man. All right. Let's get going. And this next part, before we continue, this next part is a lot like the catacombs. As you watch, it is a lot like going through the catacombs. It's like they just copy and pasted from the last part. Here we go. They got an Iron Maiden there, by the way. One of those torture devices. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the castle, Doggy. Sir, you sent for me. I want to protect that priceless painting we just acquired. Priceless, but it's just a painting of an old cup. Silence. Bad man is very interested. Do you dare question his judgment? No, sir. Then leave me and return to your post. Yes, sir. Yeah, the painting thing, we'll get to that. Hello, my good friend. Hello, and how are you? Terrible. I've run out of ale. Oh, that's too bad. May I get you another drink? Thank you. Here, take my beer stein. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now because as I was going through the first time, because the first time I decided I was going to try this without a walkthrough. I was going to try and do it on my own, do no walkthrough, nothing. And this part in particular, you don't go through every single door. Okay, that's where they get you. I can't imagine playing because back in 1989, of course, we didn't have the luxury of walkthroughs. We just didn't. It was if somebody bought the game and played it, it was word of mouth, basically. Well, that's what it was. And so, I mean, walkthroughs, I think I've talked about this. I think walkthroughs first appeared in the late 90s on the internet. I come across them every once in a while. I mean, like there's a walkthrough for Infernal Machine that goes as far back as 2001. And that one was 1999, I believe, was when it was released. And I come across that one every once in a while. So, yeah, I mean, gamers would play these games, and basically it was either you watch them play it, and that's how you knew about all that stuff, or yeah. And we were tough kids back then. I mean, trying to find when I first started playing the first Zelda game, which was about 3 or 4 years ago. I bought the Game Boy Advanced cartridge and either bought it or a friend gave it to me. And of course, I was playing it on my DS and I was talking about playing it. And my friends were telling me about all the little secret goodies that were in it. Oh yeah, there's you burn this one bush and you go in there and you do this and you do that. And I was like, I would have in the 80s, how would we have known this stuff? Because the gaming journalists for like Nintendo Power and that, the only thing that they were supposed to say is if the graphics were good, how the soundtrack was it appealing and all that stuff. And that kind of a thing. They didn't give spoilers. No. And and like good heavens. And then I remember the one person told me I had gone through at least three of the dungeons, and somebody told me, well, you know that the dungeons are supposed to be in order. I was like, supposed to be? You're supposed to go through them in order? Am I gonna die because I don't? I just killed Link. And he's like, well, it's not actually a thing that you have to do. But Nintendo put out this whole thing where, yeah, you had to. I was like, when? I don't remember this when I was a kid. I don't remember ever saying that they were in order. And trust me, I was on top of all of that. They they never gave the little nuggets of info. Yeah, all of the little codes and everything, or the little thing like burning a bush to find a secret passage and all that. They never told us that. Going into a graveyard, going into that graveyard and finding that secret cave where the old woman was so that you could get the potion. Yeah. No, we could forget it. It was we didn't have internet in the 80s. We were primitive. However did we survive? But all I'm saying is that when I was playing this without the walkthrough and decided to I was going through each and every door, but the thing is that the problem with that is that there's things that'll get you. It's like you're caught, buddy. And because they have other soldiers that are going to get you, but the drunk one isn't going to hurt you. Okay, he's okay. You're a friend to him. And spoiler, you don't take his beer stein back to him. Indy steals stuff. All right, let's keep going. Oh. It's the biggest roast boar I've ever seen. It would take a long time to eat it. This takes too long. I actually thought that the game had glitched or something, or that my computer had like frozen or something, and it was just, it does. It takes too long. Why is it taking so long? Why? I'm not doing anything. There was no reason for that to take forever. Now, I thought at this point you filled the beer stein and you took it back to him, but the walkthrough that I had said, no, don't do that. Okay, so why do we have Are you on official business? Where's the prisoner? I've come to interrogate him. They're holding him upstairs, but who are you? Special investigations. I'm Dietrich's successor. Dietrich? Who's killed in that Ark of the Covenant fiasco. Yes, a sad end for a brave man. Brave? You must not have known him. Show me your identification. Yeah, after this, I'll pause and talk about it. Nothing on him. Okay. So as I was saying before, getting so used to how it was in Fate of Atlantis after playing it since 1992, this was a beast, because it shows where the punch power is and everything. So used to the sucker punch. This does not have the sucker punch. And of course, at the beginning, when you have the boxing match, I thought that I had, again, I played this like 3 or 4 times before actually recording it. And I thought I had the controls and everything, so no problem. Here's the thing, is that Indy will back away. He'll move back, move back, move back. I couldn't get him to move forward. It's like move forward. He wouldn't do that. It was like he wouldn't. And there was a point in the next one in Berlin when you're on the blimp and you're moving around in the blimp and you come across some of the soldiers and somehow Indy got stuck. I had to do that over again. I was so close to where I needed to be and he got stuck. Yeah, he ended up getting punched out and I was like, what happened? Because he was like doing this. It was like he wouldn't move at all. It was like it like glitched or something. But the rest of the game was going except for Indy. I was like, that's ridiculous. That's that's annoying. Oh my gosh. Oh, that frustrated me so much. And so yeah, the fighting controls are not fun to work with. At least for me. I was having now again, I've said on this channel before that I'm not like this expert gamer or anything like that. I you've seen my gameplays and yeah. But after playing it about 3 or 4 times and getting comfortable with the controls for the fight thing and knowing that I couldn't rely on the sucker punch, I was pretty sure I had it, but it was obvious that the game froze. Now, one of the things about this game was that, yeah, there were problems with controls. I mean, this game sucked back then. It did not have good reviews, which this, a game for a big movie, you should make sure that, especially LucasArts, it should have, yeah. And, oh, and you'll see later where there were a couple of times, well, at least in this one, there was one time, but there were a couple of times in another gameplay where Indy's health went down, but they kept him in the fighting. It's like that is such favoritism. He should have gone down. Wha- Because if I'm wondering if they got complaints about that, because in Fate of Atlantis, he gets knocked out. He got knocked out by Biff, and there are other times where uh he goes one on one with some of the soldiers and he gets knocked out. So, yeah, I'm wondering if there were complaints about that. I mean, nobody wants to be let's be honest here. You want your game character to stay, but come on. Now the final thing is that I don't know if you saw, but it did say I have these fine leather jackets, and of course that's an ongoing joke. I'm he says it in Secret Monkey Island too, and I think a lot of LucasArts fans try to say that that is where it started. I'm selling these fine leather jackets. It's in here too. Um, there is a choice to say, I have these fine leather jackets that I'm selling. There's also a moment in, I don't know if anybody has noticed, but in Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, when you're in Algiers, and of course you have the seller, the fruits vendor, and that's when you're supposed to be getting the squab on a stick. Now, before you start the trade and everything, and you're trying to start up a trade of some kind because you don't have any money, which why doesn't Indy have any money? That's a little sus. But but he tells the vendor, I'm selling these fine leather jackets. And the vendor is like, in this heat, don't be absurd. It's like, yeah, Indy, what's wrong with you? That's when Sophia walks away is like, I'm not with this guy. I don't know who he is. I actually like that fruit vendor because every time he talks to Indy, it's like he is so done with this American tourist. It's like, get out of my face. Oh gosh. So anyway, let's keep going. Mm. I miss the humor of LucasArts games. I really do. Oh, here we go again. Who told you you could wander around here on my way to get a broom? Why is he doing that? Your face is unfamiliar to me. This is my first day on the job. Who is your supervisor? On special assignment, I can't discuss it. You will discuss it now. I hope you don't mind if I talk with my hands. See, he moves forward there, but I wasn't moving him forward. It's like he decided to move forward when he wanted to. It was so annoying having to work those. I found 15 marks on him. So going upstairs, there's 50 marks in here, so he has monies. And what might you be looking for? Okay, so you offer an item. Take this painting. What are you doing with that? You know the hope isn't supposed to touch anything valuable. It was that painting that you picked up in his dad's apartment or house soon afterwards. I just received a new painting to add to the collection. Good work. Here, I wrote a combination to the vault in the back of this form. Memorize it now. Get that dog some water. Gosh. I memorized it. I'll keep it in the drawer if we need it again. I'm sure I won't. I have an excellent memory. Good. I'm sorry, but those cutscenes are so pointless. As we'll soon find out. There's a uniform. I'll take it. And that poor dog needs more. I feel bad for a pixelated dog. It's an officer's uniform that's way too small. There's something in the pocket. It's a key. Toss the uniform and keep the key. Good job, Indy. Okay, now watch. We got a key. We're seriously going back downstairs. The- And the reason, okay, so I have a question. How many times has Indiana Jones had to dress up like like his enemy? Okay, so Raiders of the Lost Ark, which, by the way, when it talks about a uniform that's too small, I really think that that's a throwback to Raiders of the Lost Ark when he knocked out that one soldier, tried to put on the uniform, and it turned out it was too small, and then that other soldier showed up and basically was reprimanding Indy for being unkempt and didn't have and but yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, um Last Crusade he did when he was in Berlin. And then when you look at the games, of course, this one he does uh I don't think he does in Fate of Atlantis. No. Yes, he does. He does in the submarine. He wears the uniform. You end up having to wear the uniform in the submarine. Um, and then there is uh no, I haven't played Staff of Kings. So I don't know about that one. But Emperor's Tomb, he does. He makes comments about that one. And I guess if there's a couple new ones, and I haven't played those. So, but good heavens. Infernal Machine, he doesn't. But that one is the Cold War and he's fighting the Russians. So, but either way, this this poor dude, having to wear the uniform of his enemies. That's just not fun. Can't be fun at all. So anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry, my sweet tooth is calling. I'm eating M&Ms. I'm hoping it's not too much into the mic. So you go back upstairs after putting on, yeah, that's the better one. And I kept with this one because it just seemed better. You waste my time, stand aside. Yeah. Eh. Yeah, I think this is the point where you see that his health goes down and it keeps him there, like to the point where he should have been knocked out. Yeah, there it goes down. Yeah, it's down. He should be out. Why did it keep him there? I feel much better now. Well, he got first aid, so. We go up some more stairs. This is a restricted, I mean, a restricted. Oh, I didn't see. I thought he said restricted twice. Your pants are wrinkled. There's no time to iron. Oh, he let him pass. Okay, this point you have to be really quick because this kiddo is, yeah, see? He'll go. He'll get you. It's a little scary that they gave the dog red eyes. Yeah, and that guy doesn't bother you anymore, depending on how you talk to him. And then, if memory serves, you go back downstairs, like all the way back sta downstairs. It's oh, it gets better. Just watch. I'm telling you, this when I was going through this to edit it, I didn't realize just how time consuming this thing was. I didn't remember it being so, what was that? Breaking the fourth wall. I really didn't remember it being so time consuming. Now, in the movie, Brunwald Castle is probably like 10, 15 minutes, if that. This feels like forever. And we're back here. We're back in the kitchen. You take the trophy and fill it with beer. Okay, you have a stein full of beer, and you have a trophy full of beer. Oh, and I would also like to point out that the Grail Diary that was Indy's that he made as a boy. Remember when we picked that up back in New York? Still haven't used that. Okay. And this painting thing. Oh, wait till we get to that because it is so damn pointless. I don't know why they added that for this. It's like, why? Once we get to it, I'll say what I want to. Okay. So yes, two things full of beer, and we still haven't used Young Indy's Grail Diary. That's just a copy of Henry Jones's diary. Like, what are we doing? Okay, let's keep going. And then we gotta go back upstairs. We came all the way downstairs, all the way upstairs, up and down, up and down. See, I didn't understand this part. Why would you change into your indie outfit only to, yeah, he's in great shape, late 10th century, I'd say. You broke it. Oh man. This makes no sense. Now, I understand, again, I'm all for challenges. I'm all for that. Now, in Venice, there were things in the catacombs that they added, interacting with the people um in the cafe, that kind of a thing. It, stuff made sense in the catacomb. This does not make sense. What are we doing? Okay. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Other people have played this game and are like, what does this have to do with anything? Is this because they mentioned in the movie about how the Brunwalds are art collectors? Who cares? Like, oh, Lordy. Thank God for Fate of Atlantis. That's all I gotta say because this frustrated me to no end at this point. You know, Venice and New York, fine. I was fine with, I had no problem with, games that are centered around movies will drift off of the original source material. This is going in every direction and it's pissing me off. This is just like, okay, all right. Oh, and wait till you see what we do. Okay, so here we go. This is art. It looks more like someone's drop cloth. It's Manet's The Fifer. Dr. Fred and Nurse Edna on wedding day just before leaving for America. Looks like a German country house. Everybody knows what that painting is, so I didn't look at it. Looks like a couple of monsters from a cheap science fiction comic. It's the Castle Brunwald. I'm not gonna try and It's a mountain in the Swiss Alps. I know this one. It's Seashore by Mark Ferrari. Looks like a paint by number Mona Lisa. I don't think Leonardo would appreciate this. Good, Indy, do that. It looks like a painting of the Grail. It's the painting I did of my father's trophy. Like, apparently, and you can correct me, of course, because when I did other ones, if that painting of the trophy is not there, the from his father's apartment is not there, um, that painting where it has the guy holding the cup is supposed to give you a clue. Because that did happen to me in one of the games that I played. But if that's there, it's like, okay, so we're gonna find a clue somewhere else. This is so stupid. Or it's either that or if it's lit up, you've done okay, or you're on the right path. If it's not lit up, you've missed something. This is stupid. I j- This whole section could have been taken out of the game, like completely taken out. There's no reason for this to be here, like at all. So, and that is my personal opinion on the matter. It has nothing to do with, well, you just didn't get it. No, I get it. It's a pain in the ass. Because it's a pointless thing in the game. And again, I understand that games that are based on movies, there are things that go off. There's extra puzzles that you put in and all of that. I'm fine with that. Look at the Willow games. The arcade game. Oh, go look at the arcade game for Willow. Oh my gosh. But this is just a whole other level of stupid. All right, let's keep going. I did not see the point of it. This makes me not want to play it again. That's just where I'm at on it. I mean, like the rest of it, even with as annoying as some other points are, I would play it again. It's that part. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and he ignores you. No one allowed near the prisoner. Colonel's orders. Take this trophy. Whoa, he's chugging. All right. He's in the fist path. Arnold? Yeah. Must be a relative. My heavens. He's, there's no way there was, oh golly. That was good, but I have to teach you not to come up here. Go for it. Nothing on him. Another one. Greetings, sir. I must inform you, this is a top secret zone. Your pants are wrinkled. Yeah, I may have overused this. 25 marks. How much money is that now? I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we got a key. Now, apparently, um, because again, I was following a walkthrough and it told me to do what I'm about to do. But apparently, you can do like what was in the movie where he uses his whip to go through the window. And because I have seen pictures of, screenshots of um of Indiana and his dad, and I'm pretty sure it's this particular room. So, as LucasArts can do, they give you several options to do something. And sometimes you choose poorly, as I'm about to do, as you will see. Oh my heavens. All right, here we go. There's a lot of blue ones in this pack. So then you have to find, there's three doors and you have to find which one is bugged. And it's that one. Yeah, see? Dumbass award. I going somewhere? Dr. Jones. You have an item I want. I'm sure I can persuade you to part with it. Yeah, this one makes sense. You just give him the Grail Diary because then go to Berlin. At first, I was like, why would I have to do? Oh, yeah, Berlin. I'll think of something. This takes forever. It's like, why couldn't you do like in the movie? You know, set stuff on fire. That will help. That'd be so much more fun. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I think that's everybody's favorite scene. It's like, oh, I remember doing this the first time, and I was like, you have got to be kidding. Isn't there if there is another way of getting out of this, and somebody's going to tell me in the comments, I'm going to be pissed. The fact that I went through all of this, it's like, yeah, you can set the room on fire. It's like, what? Don't tell me that. As I said earlier, yeah, because I'm eating these M&Ms, there's a lot of blue. And like when I was in middle school, that's when they introduced the blue, that's aging me right there. They introduced the blue M&M. It was like this whole thing about how the blue M&Ms taste different. Eh, That was a simpler time. It really was. I remember they would do these tests to find out if it tasted different. I know people are going to say, well, you were dumb back then. It's like, right. Think of some of the things that you do and then get back to me. Kept us busy. Oh my gosh. We were having fun. We were hey, M&M's made money. Okay, we were gorging ourselves on M&M's to try and figure it out. Oh my gosh. Good times. And I remember them trying to push that whole thing when they introduced the purple M&M and M, and it didn't work so well. It's like, no, we're on to your shenanigans. We know now. We're still trying to get over our M&M coma from blue one. But yeah, sure. Purple one is totally different. Tastes like grape. Oh, jeez. Almost there. And then get ready for the dad joke. Be prepared. There's going to be a dad joke. Here it comes. Junior, do you always cut things this close? See, told you that joke. That's not how it happened in the movie. We have to travel light. I left all that baggage behind. Okay. And there's just, well, yeah, that was, get in, Dad. We're going to Iskenderun. No, we're going to Berlin. What? We have to get the diary back. We won't survive the three tests of fate without it. Right. And that's the end of that. Um, yeah. You look at some of the things that you were told to do, like, because again, I was going through a walkthrough and I figured that I would be using the beer-filled Stein for one thing or another. And maybe there is a purpose to that, and I just didn't use it. Now, again, there are several different things, several different ways to solve whatever. And just like in that one room where you get the silver key, you can go through the window instead of setting off that alarm. And but yeah, um apparently this game has a lot of those moments where you have two different options and it's annoying to no end. And I think they did it right with Fate of Atlantis. I know I bring up Fate of Atlantis a lot, but it was the second Indiana Jones game after this one. It was like the next one. And they figured out how to do it right by having the main plot happen and then branch out into three paths and the player gets to choose. Because there are so many moments in here where you can tell that there is an option. Or like when I was looking at different screenshots of the game and realized I could have done that instead. Okay. And and I'm sorry, but that painting thing is so pointless. It did not need to be in there. And I'm not the only one. I've seen where other gamers have played this game and they're saying that that is something that could have been removed. Who knows why they put it in there, but it did not need to be in there. Get it out. Cut it out. Anyway, I'll close up here.